I just got through hearing the president speaking on some of his talk this afternoon pertaining to the coronavirus. I don't know who he's trying to fool, but the fact of the matter is he had plenty of time to engage in getting his act together towards properly preparing for this biological war that is seeping over here into various parts of America that is on a level of a pandemic. The second week of January, after the impeachment trials was over with, was whenever we started hearing tales coming from over in China pertaining to the media towards how horrible that they was going through the situation that they was going through over there. If the truth be known, China probably covered it up for at least a month, pertaining to they could have gave the world an extra month ahead of time if China would have exposed the truth properly and professionally the way that they should have had. But it still does not disregard the fact that the president, though at the latter part of January, decided to stop the air flights from coming from China. That was only part of it. The other part, he should have got the experts in line towards properly suiting up people with masks and suiting with robes and proper equipment to be able to fight this battle on the front lines. He did not do that. He waited, and he waited, and he waited until a month later, till about the first part of March, about 2 weeks ago, before he decided that he was going to take this serious in regards towards the way that it should have been taken on the very front end. An enemy is an enemy. And it doesn't matter if the enemy is coming to you with bullets. It doesn't matter if the enemy is coming to you with missiles. It doesn't matter if the enemy is coming to you with rocks and stones and spears and knives, or if he's coming to you in a biological form as far as a mutating virus that is now evolving and escalating and being lethal of a lot of the people that it hits. The president had plenty of time that he could have got his resources together. But rather than him getting his resources together, he chose to be idle. Yes, it was a good thing that he done pertaining to the airplane, stopping the airplane flights. But there was more to engaging up into this battle other than stopping airplane flights. And it is senseless, absolutely ludicrous. It is insane in asking for the emergency personnel over here in the United States to combat or tackle an enemy that you cannot fight other than having the proper equipment on to fight it. Because once a hospital engaged in being a hospital starts having the people that's taking care of the patients getting sick and dying similar to the patients, then you no longer have a hospital. Now you got a hospice situation, to the point that not only are the patients dying, but the doctors and the nurses and the professional people that's trying to take care of the patients are also dying because they was not properly equipped. The president can say whatever he wants to say about this situation, and he can point his finger at whoever that he wants to point it at, but the bottom line is the buck stops at his desk on this, and he will be judged accordingly because of his mishandling the situation of the seriousness. Now, once he realizes the impact on a economical scale, not just with the stock market, but across the board, towards everybody being affected, from factories that make parts, from people that make furniture, from people that working in the meat factories and housing up meat, to the restaurants, to all the other private interchanges. He's now recognizing the enormity of this economically, and now he's wanting to back out. He's wanting to crawfish and say, well, maybe it wasn't as bad as what we thought, and maybe we should put the workforce back in place again. Look, if you was going to do that, you never should have done the front end. We're already into this now. We're going to have to let this disease work its way through. Let it play its way out. Let it go ahead and do whatever it's going to do. And hopefully the workforce, the people will be able to get back into the workforce and go again. It's going to take a long time for the economy to bounce back. That's what I was trying to say on my last podcast that I put out. It's going to take a long time for the economy to come back. And I'm just not talking about the economy as far as the stock market. I'm talking about the economy towards people getting back in the same strive. Kind of like a horse that gets into he goes into a walk, and then a fast trot, and then he goes from a trot to a run. Well, once you get that momentum going, and then you stop that momentum, it's a whole lot easier to stop it than it is to pick it back up and get that stride back going again. And I think that's one of the reasons why the president tonight